Hey friends, welcome back to Arc Tutorials. This is CSS full tutorial series for absolute beginners. In today's episode, I'm going to show you all the CSS properties that are used for formatting the text in HTML pages. By formatting, I mean we can change the color of the text, we can change the alignment of the content, etc. Let's get started. This is part 8 of the series. Today we are learning how to format the text in CSS. If you have missed out on the first 7 parts, make sure that you go through them so that you have continuity in your learning. Alright, so CSS has a lot of properties that allows us and helps us in formatting the text. Some of them are color, text align last, direction, and vertical align. So using these, we can format the text the way we want. Now let's go ahead and do hands-on to learn each one of them. Alright, so we have our HTML. This is how the page looks so far. We learned how to add images, how to set borders in the last 2 episodes. Today we are learning how to format the text. So I'm going to throw in a class and say text example and let's throw in a paragraph. Alright, so I'm going to use this class here and say text example. Okay, so the first thing that we have used multiple times is also how do you set the font color. So you use that by saying color property. Color will set the color of the text. You see here, this is the text and that's of that color. If you want to change it, you can give any named color, RGB, or now it is black. You want some other color, you can give hex value. That's fine. So this is how you change the color of the text using the color property. Now you can also do a text align and you have different options like where do you want it, towards the start, towards the end, in the center, etc. So let me show you some variations. By default the text alignment is start, but you can make it text align end. So now you see it's on the right side, and similarly if you make it center, it will be in the center. So you can specify where you exactly you want the text to be in the start, end, or in the center. You can also say, so you can say direction, right? And you can also specify say our friends from who are building application and you want the text from right to left, so you can specify RTL. So that way, now if I remove this text align, so you see now it's by default all the text will be right to left. By default it is left to right, but you can also if you don't specify it, it's always from left to right. But there are cases where for different languages like say Arabic or something, they want to do it from right to left. You can use the direction. Now you can use text align last. Now this is again to show the last content where you want to align it, right? Again you can say center, specify start, end, whichever you want. So these are the different options for us to align the content and style the content, the text basically. But there are a lot of use cases. As we progress along, I'll show you using flex and other styles how you can position them, but that's for advanced topic as we move. This is simple. Today's episode, it's just few basic things that are used for styling the text. Color, text align last, direction, Unicode bidirectional, and vertical align. So one more thing important, vertical align. Now this tells how the position should be vertically, whether it should be baseline, should be middle, should be at the top, should be at the bottom, how the alignment should be. Okay, so in this case you're not seeing a difference, but let me add some more content so you would see the difference. So I'm going to put height 300 pixel. So, and I'm going to say minimum height, so that way our height is big. Now we are saying vertical align top. I'm saying vertical align middle, and I'll remove this. And you can also specify word. So usually when you say, right, when you have content, a lot of content, you would specify this as, say, vertical align middle, because you want it in the center of the text, right? You see this alignment, there is equal gap between the top and bottom. So that is basically the vertical alignment, that you want it in the center of the thing. So you always mention it as middle if you are trying to position it. In some cases you might also want to put it to top, and you would say that no, I want the text to be aligned exactly at the top, so you will align it to the top. Okay, so these are some of the common variations and common properties that you use for styling the and formatting the text. So to summarize, color, text align, direction, vertical align, these are the common CSS properties that are used for formatting text. That was a quick one. So each of these properties that going forward that you will learn will be pretty simple, straightforward, and quick. So make sure that you get your hands on with all these properties to make sure that you really master CSS. Thank you so much for joining in this episode. In the next episode, I'll talk about the different properties for font. What are the different properties? How do you set them? How do you set different font family, etc. So join me in the next episode. We'll continue our learning. Thank you so much for joining in this episode.